I kind of feel like this is my coming out party. As many of you may have known, well, actually not too many of you knew, but I did have a heart attack, and it was probably one of the most traumatic things that I've ever gone through. And I guess I feel like I have really come such a long way in terms of physical healing as well as mental healing, because what comes between the ears is truly, the most important thing, your attitude and outlook on life. And since it is February is Heart Health Month, I wanted to go ahead and share a little bit about my progress and what I have done to get myself to where I am. And I guess one of the things I wanted to share, because I know some of you are just reading this and it's like, why didn't you tell me? And I often thought about that as I had friends who had cancer or some other illness, and I'm like, why would you want to keep that all to yourself? Tell people so that they can know and pray for you and be there for you. But when it actually happened to me, I can say I totally get it. It's private, it's shocking, you're very fragile, you can be on the verge of tears, especially when people are kind. And I can't believe I'm doing this right now, but I did want to say that I'm getting more and more people coming on, so thank you. But I did want to say that it was totally shocking, and heart disease is the #1 killer of both men and women in the United States, and probably in the Western culture, probably in Europe as well. And so I felt the need I had to share this progress. And I guess I'll start with, I was gardening at home, something I love to do. I'm very healthy, I'm fit. My cholesterol was in normal range. It was high. I knew that it was something that I had to work on, but I had successfully for over a year reduced my cholesterol by 40 points, and it was in normal range. I had lost weight around the middle, and to begin with I was pretty slim, so this was all very, I guess, I just thought I was golden. I worked out, I played tennis, I walked my dog a couple times a day, was pretty active. And while I was gardening, which is something I love to do, it's actually yard cleanup at the end of October, I was bending over, and when your head is below your heart, it exerts extra pressure on your heart, and I was down chopping stuff down and weeding and things like that, and what happened was, I started feeling dizzy, and I had kind of this, burning chest sensation. I thought it was from yoga, because I had gone to yoga, which I hadn't done for about 6 weeks. And yoga has a series of moves called sun salutations, where you do down dog and then you go into plank, and it just was repetitive over and over again. And I just thought it was muscle soreness, because I'm kind of used to working through pain. And when I guess I felt strange enough that I needed to go and take a break, and my husband's like, that's fine, just take a break, sit down, because it was almost done. And being from Chicago, and it is late in the year, you don't know when the snow will fly. And so with a beautiful fall, autumn day, you just want to work real hard to clean up the yard, because you just don't know how long the weather will last. That was my mentality, and I was really just going at it. But I felt very strange, and I had this ongoing pain, which, he said, you're kind of scaring me. And I said, here, give me that app. He has AFib, and there's this little app that kind of measures the regularity of your heartbeat. And the heartbeat was fine, but it was obviously the wrong app. It didn't tell me that I had a heart attack, which is something I did. So here's what I did. I just basically ignored it for almost 2 days. And I kept telling my husband, look, I've got this doctor's appointment on Monday, and I'm going to go and see her. So what I did was I went in on Monday, and keep in mind, she's in downtown Chicago, I'm in suburban Chicago. So I ran to the train, kind of ran because I was running a little late. I walked all the way down Michigan Avenue to my doctor, went up there, and the first thing that happened even before she got in the door is they did an EKG. And this is only the second time I saw the doctor. The first time was a year ago, and I only had this physical once a year for insurance purposes. There's no other reason for me to do that because I'm healthy. I never get sick. So that was my mentality. And I had explained to her a little bit about the chest pain, saying I just felt very strange. And she was telling me that she was looking then at the EKG, and I could see her going, oh my God, where's last year? Where's last year? She wanted to do a comparison, and she turns around and says, Audrey, you've had a heart attack. And I wasn't really even comprehending what was being said. And I was telling her that, look, I just got a text message from a friend of mine who's in from California. I haven't seen her in a long time, and we're supposed to have lunch, and she's waiting for me right now. Could I please go and have lunch with my friend? Lorraine, if you're listening, that was you, as you know. But anyway, she said, Audrey, you've had a heart attack. You got to get yourself over to Northwestern Hospital. So I get in the cab, and the cab said, you're not going to emergency for yourself. And I said, oh, yes, I am. Just go over there. And it was a very traumatic experience because, you see, my whole identity is one of me being very healthy. I am not the one who actually has I'm not the one who has a heart problem because I don't smoke, I'm not overweight, I'm not a couch potato. How could this really be happening? But, as soon as I came in, I have to say I was very, very appreciative that I had health insurance because, like most hospital waiting rooms, doesn't matter if you're on the Gold Coast or not, it's full of people who are poor that don't have health insurance. And yet I had this thing, and I was whisked away. I guess it proceeded to get really, shutting down because the first thing, of course, they do is they strip you. Your boobs are hanging out. They're trying to, they're concerned about your health, obviously. But it's a teaching hospital, so there were like 9 residents, or, there was just a pack of doctors all observing me because I was clearly unusual, given that I was slim and fit and all that kind of stuff. And they wanted to see if I need to go into the cath lab right away. The cath lab is where they stick a little a wire up your arm, and it goes all the way up into your heart, unless there's some blockage or something. Then they go in through your femoral artery, so at your groin, and go all the way up. But they went through my arm, and in the end, what they discovered was that there were no blockages at all. It was a thing called SCAD. SCAD is spontaneous coronary artery dissection, and it's very rare. And I have to say I'm very blessed to actually have been at Northwestern. But the long and the short of it is that it was less damage. If you had to have a heart attack, mine was a good one to have because it didn't do as much damage as, other people's. It was at the very end of my coronary descending artery right at the tip of my heart. So that was really good. And I guess what ensued afterwards, this whole experience of being in the hospital and just kind of mentally sort of checking out, because it was, I'm convinced I suffered from PTSD because it was so out of my realm of possibility that something like this could have happened to me because I'm the healthy one. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to get on Facebook Lives once a day for every day of the month of February to share like some holistic things that I'm doing along with other conventional medicine things that are really helping, and share resources with you, especially if you aren't in like an urban area where you may just be unaware of some of these resources. And I have to say my mental state and my physical state is really pretty good. I'm still I can cry pretty easily, but I always could cry really easily. But anyway, that is my intent with the series of calls that I will do, and I just hope and pray that you share this with someone who needs to hear it, and maybe you yourself take some actions to proactively manage your heart health, because even though I had a relatively mild heart attack, it's not something I would wish on anyone. And I think because I was as healthy as I was, it was minimal. And it's debilitating. It's not like a kidney where you can replace one of your kidneys. You only have one ticker. It's a really important organ. And anyway, I hope that this will become a resource for some of you. And if you like my Facebook page, also I will have tomorrow I might have a link there where you could get like weekly summaries of the resources that I'd like to share with you. But anyway, thank you so much for listening, and God bless. Bye.